What is the difference between thinker and thoughts? Thinker actually doesn't exist. Thoughts sometimes exist. So, spaced out means absent-mindedness. Is it unclutched? No. Spaced out in a traditional sense doesn't mean being unclutched. We can say our own, spaced in. We can have our own word. Instead of spaced out, spaced in. Maybe that is unclutched. When I was a young child, I was fortunate enough to live across from a forest and on a small island surrounded by nature. I remember being in the unclutched state of pure joy. My parents and friends would ask me where I was or what I was thinking about. When I would say nothing. Their reactions would make me feel I am dim-witted. I must be dumb if I was not constantly thinking. Thank you for showing me the way back home to bliss. Thank you. Whose letter? Beautiful. People who constantly think only they are dumb. So be very clear. Lovely, compassionate Swamiji, the experience in meditation. This morning I was having lots of thoughts. Suddenly you dropped the bomb. When you clapped your hands, Anandaganda kind of explosion. My whole body was heartbeat. Then minimum thoughts felt. Such a peace and strong surge of energy and heat. When I came from India in January, people asked me, so are you enlightened? I just laugh because I don't know what it means or what to answer. I don't know words. I only have experiences. I don't worry about anything. I think I know. I love you and trust you so many much. My life motto now is, if God wants me to fly, He will personally book my ticket. Not only that, He will bring it and put it in your wallet. Destination. Anywhere, Varanasi or enlightenment, Ananda Vicharini. Somebody asked me, how your hair is so thick, Swamiji? Why don't you give us some tips? I said, not surely because of enlightenment. There are many enlightened people who don't have hair. So, of course, if you want to get enlightened just for the sake of hair also, I have no problem. Since you are going to initiate healers in the unclutched state, what is the need for holding on to mala and other associated items? Who is this questioner? The questioner? Oh yes. It may not have any meaning. I just wanted my people to do it. If that much they feel connected to me, let them have healing initiation. Because it is purely gift from me. Let them do it. Okay? I really want to do teachers training, but my final exams gets over on 11th May. The week of 3rd May, 11th May is final exam week. So I have no problem. You can come and do whenever. That few days which you are free, that few days you can come and do. During the meditation, I felt as if I was a new person every moment. This was every breath. If I was getting clutched to my thoughts, I realized that after suddenly realizing that I am unclutched, a relief and energized feeling was there. I suddenly felt during the meditation, that time is also a shaft. Yes, then you are really getting into meditation. Time is also a shaft. Your concept about time is shaft. When you touch that zone, you are really entering into unclutched state. During meditation, when I was being unclutched, every moment I could not realize time. What do you think about this? I have nothing to think about it. You are really getting into meditation. Please elaborate the meaning of Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. The same thing, when you are unclutched, when you unclutch yourself, you forget the identity which is you and which is Brahman. Now you have said it is not your words but your energy that we receive that is important. You also said that when you gave Dhyana Spurana in India, you did not even need to speak, not Dhyana Spurana, Nityanandam. You just sat in silence. In America we play so much with words. It is hard for us to sit silent because you are trained to speak. That is a big problem. The most powerful parts of the last 2 days and the parts in which I was the most unclutched is when we sat in silence. It is so much harder to be unclutched when words are flying around the room. What to do? That is right. Actually in silence you can be completely unclutched. And when you are listening also, why do you feel disturbed? your disturbance is one more shaft. Why don't you unclutch now also? You can do. When you can unclutch in the silence, you can unclutch when you are listening to me also. When somebody is talking also. After hearing about unclutching, being unconnected, the mind is rejecting all thoughts. I am feeling emptiness. No thoughts seem worthy giving any thought. Why am I scared to stay in this emptiness? Why am I scared? Emptiness always, even your fear or being scared is one more shaft. Forget about it. Disconnect from that. I am aware that I withhold or in some way resist being unclutched. This is again one more, creating one more shaft. So, who is this questioner? I am aware that I withhold or in some way resist being unclutched. Be very clear. Even that you are thinking that you are resisting unclutching is one more shaft. Forget about it. Understand it is one more shaft and don't create, that's all. I know my mind constantly tells me I am undeserving. Is there anything further to do other than having the awareness? Just the awareness is enough, nothing else is necessary. Please define word unclutched. And what is the nearest word in Sanskrit or traditional spiritual literature? Maybe Nirvikalpa. Maybe, I don't know exactly. Sangha means in Sanskrit different. Your identity. Vigalpa can be the right word. Nirvikalpa. This is the closest. Because in Shiva Sutra I translated Nirvikalpa, that word only as unclutched. So, I don't know any other word is very close or okay. There is so much to say, so much to write, yet nothing to say, yet nothing to write. Because whatever there is there to say is in the sound of silence and to write between the lines. Who? Nice poem. During meditation I became totally unclutched, all tightness left the body and I felt great expansion. I was floating. Thank you. Yes. But be unclutched from this also, ma. It's beautiful, but be unclutched from this also. Would you talk about your mission? Whose question? I have no mission, ma. Just to go around and unclutch people, that's all my mission is. And teach them they are unclutched. That's all, nothing much. And whenever people are arrogant or egoistic, you see, the question somebody asked now, a few minutes ago, na, why should we use the mala or all those things? See, this is not, if it is out of real thing, I would have answered different. This is the, if you don't wear that my mala, what will you do? You will be wearing somebody else's photo or your own photo, your own ego. At least these are all some methods to replace you. And there are something even beyond logic, which I do not, which sometime you feel so much of gratitude and connected, you don't even ask logical questions like, why should I have your mala or locket or anything. Only if you feel connected to me, that much you are qualified to have healing initiation. Otherwise there is no need for you to have healing initiation. It's a pure gift. It's a pure, see, one more thing. I am not God or Guru for everybody. I am not Guru for everybody. I am Guru for people only who feel connected to me. I always tell people, unless you feel connected, I won't be master for you. Maybe continue to search, you will have the right master. So, these are all few methods to check whether they really feel connected beyond logic or they feel connected only till the logic. So, that these are all some obstructions or method I put to filter those people, those kind of people. So, if you don't feel connected that much, then healing initiation is not for you. Forget about it. Search, you will have your master, then things will start happening in you. Okay. If I unclutch from my thoughts while talking to somebody, how do I respond while talking to someone who is not unclutched? Don't think that they are not unclutched. Don't think that they are clutched people. Just be, why do you bother about others? Just you be clutched, you be unclutched, you will see a different intelligence happening through you. I had a shaft of Swami Swami that I met 10 years ago, Swami that I met 1 year ago, Swami that I met 1 day ago. I was about to be unclutched of Swami shaft. Yesterday I saw a dancing Swami. Whose question? Oh, yesterday I saw a dancing Swami. I have a new shaft consisting of dancing Swami. Am I having problem of getting unclutched now? Can you give me some help? No, don't worry, you will be unclutched. I will never make you clutched. So you will be unclutched. When you say unclutched from your identity, and I do it, I keep falling into Anandagandha, then the question rises, if I am doing right, and you are doing right. If you fall in Anandagandha, you are already doing it right. Nothing wrong. Somebody else. Huh? No, actually Anandagandha is not a shaft. It's a same meditation, technically little different. Only words are little different. No, Anandagandha is only different name, but same state, same space. I can be unclutched or transformed in a second. I can be touched, moved and inspired, but I am failed to unclutch my wife at any cost. Can you help me? Yesterday itself I told you the answer. If I know the answer, why you think I became Swami? You be unclutched, that's enough. That will take care of everything. Are you saying we should stop thinking completely? Action without thought can be dangerous. What do you say? I am not saying you should stop thinking completely. Be unclutched. Whatever thoughts has to happen, that will happen automatically. In the initial level only, when you are unclutched, as you feel as if no thoughts are happening. Suddenly you will understand, even after unclutching, whenever it is necessary, it is getting clutched, work is happening. Whenever it is not necessary, it is unclutched. Your mind is being used as instrument, not as a master. You will understand that. Even now, when you go out to eat, just completely be unclutched. Stand up in an unclutched way, go there in an unclutched way, eat in an unclutched way, you will understand what I am saying. While penning down the thoughts, we realize that the speed of thoughts cannot be captured by a pen, however it reduces. Question. Understanding that we are unclutched is fine and easy to practice concept. A glimpse of enlightenment is possible. It may take different time for each individual to achieve complete enlightenment. Through awareness of being unclutched, what decides this time for an individual? See, be very clear. If you are unclutched now itself you are enlightened. There is no separate time. There is no need that you should be unclutched for 10 years only then you will become enlightened. Nothing like that. It's just intensity. I experienced love towards the body after Annamaya Kosha experience, looking at it with new eyes, like a child. The more I realize I am unclutched, the more sensitive I feel to become to other people. Thoughts, because my own thoughts disappear. This disturbs sometimes or other times causes feeling of great love, connection and compassion. The body feels pure and sensitive. You are on the right track. Go ahead. Just be unclutched. I experienced dropping many times, but then it is all darkness. I feel I am stuck in dark space. I desperately pray at that time. I feel I am stuck in ignorance. Be very clear. Dark space does not mean ignorance. That's a wrong idea taught to you. I can feel silence when I close eyes and try to go inside. I don't feel silence. It is deep darkness. Please help me to understand what is happening. Be very clear. Darkness does not mean ignorance. Be unclutched from that also. How do you unclutch? When you are angry? Angry or hungry? Hungry now you are. you can learn. Angry. When you are filled with anger, just be unclutched. Just see. The anger which you had 10 years ago, the anger which you had 9 years ago, the anger which you had 8 years ago, anger which you had yesterday and anger which you are having now, they are all unconnected, independent, individual incidents. Will unclutch mean not getting involved with the conversation or activity? No. That is again clutching with the laziness, connecting with laziness. That's what I was telling. To have the Anandagandha experience, it took 9 years for me. 9 years of long tapas gave me the Anandagandha experience. And if people are having, you don't even have to spend 9 days. Just attend 2 days program, third day you are having the Anandagandha experience. When I told this, somebody told me, you are not fortunate to have a guru like Nityananda. What we can do, Swamiji? You are not fortunate to have a guru like Nityananda. Please explain the difference between a thought as a word or voice, or image with no word, spontaneous image with feeling. All these things are thoughts. You have to unclutch from everything. America is perhaps the best place to teach unclutched, stayed by master like you, because home we live is not ours, bank owns. Corporation, mostly bank financed. Car, bank finance, mostly bank financed. Jobs and wealth, very, very temporary. Life with modern inventions has extended chronological age, but death is inevitable. Yet understanding of temporariness is not understood, so we are unclutched. Therefore being unclutched is the only way. Oh, is giving some suggestion. Once unclutched, living on the world, thoughts come up and drops. With awareness, what about being in a state of 0 TPS in the inner world? Is it possible? Will unclutched state kills mind, go beyond? Yes, unclutched state will kill the mind and take you beyond. As I went deep in my meditation, I felt like something dropped in my heart area. When it happened, there was no thought for the second. I want to go back to that experience again and again. Don't create a shaft again. So, even if it is beautiful experience, just be unclutched from that experience also. I am little nervous to ask this and say this, but it is something I think about. Swamiji, often I thank you for your frankness about everything. I know the material world is real in terms of the 5 senses. I know the material world is real, but I feel sometimes the psychological world is more real or powerful than the material world. This feeling makes me feel in control of myself, but it also scares me. I also feel that inside me there is a big chamber, which is a psychological landscape, where erosion happens, also renewal happens. My question is it just a shaft or illusion that I have created? Whatever you are seeing is nothing but illusion which you created. Difference between Pranamaya Kosha meditation, Manomaya Kosha meditation. With Pranamaya you are working with Prana. With Manomaya, same unclutching, but in the level of thoughts. It is not similar. There is a difference. Little deeper you go. The first part of the program, it was somewhat resistant. After seeing you dance last night, it opened the path of the vibrational healing for me. I feel as though I go from being unclutched to being unclutched, being clutched to being unclutched, which is to me means bliss. Is it only through enlightenment that one feels unclutched at all the times? Who is this questioner? Be very clear. If you are unclutched, that's enough. You don't have to bother about enlightenment at all. I felt a deep peace during the session. I have never sat and watched things, thoughts, emotion, pains. In a way, it was liberation from mantra, concentration on breath, etc. Is this what you mean by unclutched? Nor forcing anything and noticing, watching thing happen like a movie. Thank you. Right. You are doing things properly. You have strongly explained the technique of unconnecting with unpleasant experience and people. However, the real issue is as to how gradually disconnect and disassociate with dearest and the people you love and depart peacefully. Please be very clear. Unclutching is not only with the people who are unpleasant. With the people who are unpleasant, you can easily unclutch yourself. Unclutching is both the same technique only for the dear and near ones or your enemies. Just unclutch yourself from the idea of enmity. You have excellently explained the technique of dissociating people, past experiences. However, the real issue, I think same question he has given. He didn't trust that I will answer later on, so he gave once more. Looking at a flower, person, or even you makes a whole lot of difference to me. After introduction to the idea of being unclutched, find myself disconnecting the old shafts each time. I appreciate and enjoy the people and objects around me more. I am excited about this new me. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you. It's real, beautiful experience. This question about Vijnana Vairava Tantra, the knowledge itself is answer. You don't need to separately visualize your question. Knowledge itself is an answer. Live, what to say? Live notice that also, that although I love being in your physical presence, I have noticed that although I love being in your physical presence, I actually feel more connected to you when not near you, when I am not near you. If I just look at your photo or even simply remember you, I feel so much gratitude and love, but not as much when I am in your physical presence. Am I just creating a fantasy or superficial shaft? This troubles me a little, because most people want to be with you all the time. Am I just not connected yet? No, nothing like that. Be very clear. Sometimes in my absence also you may feel connected. That's nothing wrong. Feeling connected is enough. There is no need to worry about this. Don't create one more shaft based on somebody's explanation or somebody's idea. If they feel connected to me in my physical presence, that is nice. Why should you feel the same thing? There is no need. I think I finished practically all the questions. Yes. Now let's go into the meditation of Vijnanamaya Kosha. It is again same thing but little deeper. In the Manomaya Kosha I was telling, don't even bother to get clutched or get unclutched. Now in the same way you will sit, but with the help of the master. Now I will also be helping you to churn your inner being. I will also be helping you to go inside to your inner space or to the space beyond the emotions. Please sit straight, close your eyes. unclutched. Be unclutched even from the thought of being unclutched. Don't even remember you are supposed to be unclutched. Just be. Just be unclutched till you come back. Swami, who helped me get back, hence with your blessings I am here. First time in nearly 18 days I was able to be up sitting for so many hours. My arm definitely feels much better. I am even writing better. Thank you. Nice. Yes. Now it is time to work on Anandamaya Kosha. Means even the bliss which you are feeling by the knowledge of this truth or by meditating on this truth should not bind yourself. You are supposed to unclutch even from this. Even this should not make you dependent on something. You are not supposed to be dependent even on this. Actually, this whole session is all about this. Be a bhakta, don't be a boka. Don't even clutch yourself with the feeling of joy, with the feeling of devotion, with the feeling of gratitude. Let you be very clear. See, even the feeling of devotion or gratitude can be one more shaft. Just be completely unclutch yourself even from that. Even from that, if you can unclutch, you will see, instead of having devotion to some other form, either Guru or God or anything, you will divert the whole energy and attention into your own self, into your own being. Instead of the Guru Bhakti, it will become Atma Bhakti. Instead of just having Guru Bhakti, you will have Atma Bhakti. It will turn towards your own being, the attention and the energy, and you will start, you see, I always tell people come and ask me, Swamiji, what can I do for you? What way I will be of service to you? I tell them, get enlightened, that is the only service you can do for me. Nothing else can be done. Whatever else you do, you will create only problem for me. Even if you try to become ashramite, I will have only one more problem. Nothing else can be done. So unless you get enlightened, till you get enlightened, I will be having problem out of you. If you get enlightened, I can count one problem less. That is the only possible way you can help me. That is the only possible way you can do. You can be of some service. If you really want to do some service, not only for me, even for the world, the only way is completely unclutch yourself. Understand, by your very nature, by your very being, you are unclutched. All your fears, I think I was showing this example in the lecture. Let me show once for all of you. See, all your fear, how can I drop the identity? The identity which you are showing to the outer world and the identity which you are showing to yourself. The identity which you are showing to the outer world, you are afraid that you may lose all those things if you are unclutched. Money, wealth, car, house, wife, whatever you have, you are afraid that you may lose the outer world, and the identity which you are carrying inside, your morality, understanding about life, whatever you call it, you are afraid that you may lose the identity if you are unclutched. Be very clear, that is the cunning way mind keeps you under the control. For example, if one of your worker wants to exploit you, the first thing he will do is, he will convince you that you can't do business or you can't survive without him. Without his help, you can't survive. That's the first thing he will do. Somehow he will convince you. Once you are convinced that you can't do without him, your job or your business, be very clear, you are ready to be exploited. You are ready to be exploited. Now you are ready. Easily you can be cheated. You can be exploited. Same way, first thing mind does is to convince you that without mind you can't live in your outer world or be balanced in the inner world. You can't be balanced in the outer world or you can't be balanced in the inner world. The moment mind convinces you, mind is a basic need to live in the outer world and in the inner world, gone. You are gone. then you will see every inch your being is exploited. At every level you are continuously exploited. Your fear to drop the mind is nothing but fear created by the mind itself. Otherwise, naturally you will be liberated from the mind. Let me show you a simple example. In the North India, if you see, they will have like this a trap. This is called hunter's trap. To catch the birds. Like this it will be hanging in a tree. This is the trap. All of you can see. This is a trap. Like this a trap will be there. It's a very simple thing. Simple device. It is used as a trap to catch birds. It will be hanging like this in a tree. All of you are able to see? Just a small stick. Just a small stick. When it is made to, actually they will tie like this between a tree. It will be hanging. When it is hanging like this, when a bird comes and sits one side, automatically because of the weight, what will happen? It will become like this. The stick will become like this. Because the stick is topsy-turvy, it is completely topsy-turvy, the bird which is holding the stick, it will feel if it leaves, it will fall and die, or it will fall and hurt itself, and the foolish bird will be hanging on the same stick. It will be hanging on the same stick. Half an hour or after half an hour or 1 hour, slowly the hunter will come, just take that bird, put it in the cage and go. How the bird, just out of its own foolishness, is hanging. See, the bird doesn't know, if he lets go, if he relaxes, simply he can fly. He can fly. But logically, if you think, what will be the truth? Logically, oh, if I leave, I'll fall and hurt myself, I may die or I may have injury, I may hurt myself. That is the logical fear. Bird must be logical, or very intellectual, philosopher, great philosopher. Knows everything about gravity, but not practical. Knows everything about gravity. Great scientist must be. All Newton's theories he knows, but not very practical. He doesn't know the potential power of his being. He will be just hanging. He will not let go. He will not relax. You know, if he opens, if he lets go, he can just fly. Same way, how the bird is hanging with the fear that if he relaxes, he may fall and die. You are hanging with your mind. Let you be very clear, you are hanging with the same fear, just like the bird. You are hanging with your mind. You don't understand, if you relax, if you let go, you can just fly. You can liberate yourself. With the simple truth, you can live without mind. You can just liberate yourself. But when you carry this fear, without mind it is difficult to live. You will be hanging just like that bird. One more thing, the bird is hanging because of an insecurity feeling. In few minutes hunter will come. Not only the bird will lose its freedom which he was having, he will lose the stick which he is holding, because the hunter will take away. Hunter will take him away. Same way, if you are hanging with your identity, not only you are going to lose the enlightenment or the liberation, even your identity will be taken away when Yama comes. Just like a hunter, Yama will come and he will just take you, put you in the cage and back and go. Just understand this one example, how the bird is hanging without the courage to let go. If he relaxes, at the most few moments he may have to balance himself, that's all. Then he can just fly, take off. How foolish this bird is to hang out of insecurity or fear, same way you are hanging. You are hanging with your identity. You are catching and trying your best to feel secured by holding on to this identity. Now it is time, let you relax, let you let go from the identity which you are showing to the outer world and from the identity which you are carrying with yourself, an experience that you are unclutched. In Anandamaya Kosha, meditation is much deeper. Actually, with Anandamaya Kosha, no instruction is necessary. Sitting with the master is Anandamaya Kosha. Upanishad, we call that in Sanskrit, Upanishad, just sitting. In Zen they say, just sitting. Zazen. Zazen or Upanishad is what is the method to penetrate the Anandamaya Kosha. With Anandamaya Kosha, actually by now, every one of you know how to sit with yourself. How to sit with yourself. You can sit even hours together, just without fighting with yourself. With that simple one truth, you are unclutched. If you are clutched, clutched. If you are unclutched, unclutched. Nothing needs to be done. Neither you need to create a shaft that you are unclutched, nor you need to create a shaft you are clutched. Simple one truth can do such a big alchemy inside you. It can just move mountains, not mountains, the samsara sagara itself you can move. You can go beyond even the samsara sagara with this single truth. If you got anything to share or any question, I'll spend a little more time with your questions or with your experiences. Then we will enter into the meditation and energy darshan. Let me tell one more thing. Energy darshan is nothing but I am trying to help you to be in that being unclutched. I am trying to give you solid experience or the energy so that you can stay in that same being unclutched throughout your life and after life. Yes, get the questions.
Swamiji.
Is it safe for pregnant women to do inhale, neutral, exhale meditation? Yes, very safe. It is very good meditation. You can do. When I close my eyes, I feel pulsation, vibration, wave taking over my body. I feel one with energy flowing through me. And when I open my eyes, life is flowing spontaneously. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you. Unclutch, over. During the Manomaya Kosha, I feel like some energy going into through the forehead. The experience was soothing and pervading the whole head. During Vijnanamaya Kosha, I experienced maybe 1,000 petal lotus on the crown of the head. Thank you very much for everything, Swamiji. Beautiful. You see, these are all beautiful experiences. As you know, again, unclutch yourself. From these experiences also, you will go into much deeper experiences. I tell you, when you unclutch, even from these experiences, you get such tremendous power and strength. It will be so easy for you to unclutch from the two identities. Nothing can bind you. It will be so easy and you will be just flowing with the whole spontaneity, whole life itself. Any other question or experiences?
Yeah, hi. This morning when I got in, I realized that I forgot my pad. And yesterday when I wrote my mind chatter yesterday, actually my hand got very sore because I was writing so much. It was just flowing like crazy. And when I got here this morning, I figured, and I went over and got a new pad. So I figured I'll write some more. And interesting enough, there was very little coming up.
That's nice. Beautiful.
One more thing, if I could say, I have a
If you can
flotation.
talk a little slowly, I'm able to understand.
Okay. I've been meditating in a flotation tank for about 28 years. It's called a samadhi tank. And it's got 11 inches of water, and it has 800 pounds of Epsom salt in it.
That's nice.
But the question I have is that, because I've realized that there's a shaft that I created with this because it's such a great feeling. So it's just letting go of that shaft as well. And
Yes. If you feel it is a shaft, you have to let go. That also. Even if it is the greatest feeling, you have to let go. You have to let go. And suddenly, the feeling, the person who feels the experience feeling, all the three will disappear. That is the ultimate thing.
thank you.
Thank you.
Swamiji, last time that I did the NSP with you, when we did the third eye meditation, when you gave the indication to not concentrate, I was flooded with energy and I got very high, like I took a drug. And now the same thing is happening. What do
That's
you do?
nice.
What are you doing?
Surely I am not giving any drug. And that food is served for everybody. There is nothing in that food also. I can be sure because it is ordered and brought. We did not even cook here.
Why does this happen?
Actually, you are experiencing, we call in Sanskrit Amritadhara, means that immortal energy. You start connecting with that energy. It is good actually. But let go even these experiences.
I'm
I
not
told you now.
I'm not clutching, but I'm enjoying.
No, you can enjoy, nothing wrong, but unclutch. When you unclutch, this will stay permanently. If you try to possess it, if you try to hold on, you will create a shaft and you will miss it. And if you just constantly unclutch and don't bother about it, it will tend to stay permanently. It won't leave you. Upanishad literally means near, below, sit. It is not below actually. Upavishadi means below. Upanishad means just sit. Upavishadi means sit down. Upanishad means just sit. Sit near, that's all. I know little Sanskrit, so.
Swamiji, you seem to be a very dangerous man.
Yes, you wrote the letter, I saw.
We are getting more and more trapped in your sweetness, and we don't understand whether we are heading liberation or we are doomed.
Your idea that you are doomed or you are having liberation, both will completely disappear. Then you be very clear, you are liberated. Actually, as ego you are doomed. As self you are getting liberated. Both are happening at a time.
Swamiji, I guess I've fallen in love with you,
Thank you.
but I'm afraid.
Thank you. Yes.
I've been here all weekend and I love it, but I still am a little bit afraid of losing my identity. Is that normal?
You see, the fear of losing identity is such, even if you try to hold on, you can't hold on. You understand? If it can stay, I have no problem. Have it. I don't want to take it away. But it won't stay. Even if you try to hold on, after some time, maybe at the time of death, or one more thing, when I say death, I don't even mean the final death. Even if your money is lost, you will lose your identity. Even the money is lost. If the money is taken away from you, you will lose the identity of the millionaire. If your relationships are lost, if some of your near and dear one dies, your part of your being will die. That is why whenever something is taken away from you, you feel so much of suffering. You see, you may not even live with your father or mother. They may be living in some other country. But the moment you hear the news they have died or they are no more, you feel such a emptiness in you. Physically you are not missing them because already they are living somewhere. But the moment you hear they are no more, you feel something is missing in you because your identity is taken away. Be very clear. Whenever something is lost, your identity will be lost because your identity is built on these pillars. Relax from the fear of losing the identity. You will see, you will have the identity which will never be lost. Which will never be lost. I have tingling and numbness on my left side of the body. Is this expected and normal? No, it will become all right because you are sitting for a long time. And just be unclutched from this also.
Swamiji, I need
But
to...
usually, when you start meditating, if you have suppressed your left side, is it question from male? From question from whom? Okay. It means you have suppressed your feminine energy for a long time. Whenever you have, you enter into meditation, if you suppress the left side, you will feel the tingling and numbness. Means the left side is now getting rejuvenated. All male, they suppress the feminine or the mother side of their being. And same way female, they suppress the masculine side, masculine energy. So naturally you will have a little balancing when you start meditating. Good. My job requires competition. When I unclutch, I feel numb. If I unclutch at work, I will not compete and I can lose my job. What should I do? Be very clear. If you are unclutched, you will do much more than what is required. Who is the person? I assure, just be unclutched. You will not lose the job. I have seen people becoming so creative, so energetic. As the people who have done Nityanandam program, means people who have done the same program 1 month ago, ask them to share what is happening with them in this 1 month and how they feel, what is their mind set up and all those things. The other day, one person from Salem came and told me, Swamiji, I am doing 3 times more business with lesser time. I became so clear about myself, about my life and my attitude and everything. It is totally different. I tell you, surely you will never lose your job. You will never lose the spirit of creating. You may not hurt others, you may not pull others' legs. You may stop backbiting. You may stop politics, but you will not stop the creation. You will be an important productive member. I am creating a new title, Enlightened Managers. Enlightened Managers. I am trying to work on one more program for corporate sector, giving this truth. You see, in the first day, second day, when you hear this truth immediately, so much of irritation you had inside with competition, you tend to relax from that. The pendulum feels like you're going the other side. Because it was this side, the moment you leave, you feel the pendulum is going to the other side. It won't go to the other side. It will stand straight and it will balance itself. Don't worry, it is just your fear. That pendulum is going other side. It's nothing. I have heard it said that you are 33% in your body, 33% in your teachings, 33% in your workshops. No, not in my workshops, in my movement, in my sangha. Can you talk about that? And where is the 1%? Thank you for taking thousands of pages of spiritual texts and reducing their lessons to 2 words. Be unclutched. You will help millions with your simple and profound teachings. From whom it is? Thank you for your compliment. One thing, this 33% means not exactly 33, 33.33 you can say. Once that 3 share, if you make me as a 3, I say one Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Buddha means the body of enlightened. That's why today morning I was telling, I wanted to say about detailed way about it. He was asking about wearing the mala and pendant. Wearing the mala, you see, just like you are one devotee for me, this body is also my devotee. I am using this devotee to help that devotee. That is the reason sometimes I tell that devotee to be little grateful to this devotee. Just like how you are devotee for me, this body is also devoted to me. I am using this body to help the Buddha. Buddha means the body of the master. In that 33%, Dhamma, the teachings which is coming through this body, is another 33%. And the Sangha, people with whom I am involved, or people with whom I commit, actually in the healer's initiation, I take the oath, till you achieve the state of eternal consciousness, I take the responsibility of guiding you, even if I leave this body. That is a promise taken by a master, given to a disciple at every initiation. This is traditionally, the master is supposed to take this oath. When he initiates a disciple, and not only traditionally, it is a responsibility of the master. Master will see that you achieve that state. Till you achieve that state, constantly he guides you to that, and it's a big responsibility. When you take that responsibility, even if you leave this body, even if I leave this body, it is my responsibility to guide them, to help them, so that Sangha, the people with whom I am involved, with them I leave 33%. Means, even if I leave this body, it is not that I will stop working. It will continue to, my energy, or the energy which is operating through this body, will continue to work through the teachings and through the Sangha. You may just miss the physical presence, but you will not miss the being. This is the...
Swamiji,
Just a minute, let me finish this question and then I'll answer. Actually, it is very mystical question which you asked. In your enlightened state, are you clairvoyant? Can you see future occurrences? Do you have discourses with masters who have passed? Discourse with masters who have passed. I don't see the future and future occurrences, all those things. Suddenly, sometime, I do feel something and tell the ashramites. The other day, when I was in Seattle, when we were driving to Seattle, I told, hey, I am feeling something wrong with LA, I think some natural calamity. Then immediately within 2 hours, they said that a big fire. So sometimes I do feel like this, 1 or 2, but not regularly or consistently. So I don't know, or I can't claim I am a clairvoyant. And do you discourse with masters who passed? No. After the enlightenment, I am not having any darshan or vision. Some thoughts are so fast that I may not be able to also to unclutch all of them. Some of them escape my unclutching. That is okay, no problem. Being clutched also nothing wrong. When you know how to be unclutched, being clutched is nothing wrong. See, I told you now, once you let go and fly, once you become Paramahamsa, let go and fly, after that this can never trap you. You can come back and sit and use this as a swing. This can become a swing for you. It can't trap you anymore. Only as long as you don't know how to let go and fly, this can be a trap. Once you know how to let go, how to fly, you can come back and sit on this hammock. This can become hammock for you. And this can become swing for you. This won't bind you. Same way, once you know how to unclutch, once you are unclutched, even if sometimes you are clutched, it's okay, nothing wrong. So nothing else is necessary. Just be unclutched when you are unclutched. Be clutched when you are clutched. That's all. Now let me answer that. Purnamada Purnamidam. Now it is a time to answer Swamiji's question. He was asking and he was also asking.
Yes, Swamiji.
Right. Yes, yes. Please.
Actually, I want to describe something that happened to me today, and I just want to thank you for that. I know how that happened, but it did happen. In the morning, when I was coming here, my wife told me that just make sure that you come back home early today. Don't come late like last night. I knew in my mind that I was going to stay here forever, but I don't know how I was going to do that. So when I left the house, I said, okay, I'll give you a call when I go there. And every break I've been giving her a call, saying that, yeah, I think these sessions are getting better and better, and I'm more interested, I want to stay here. Actually, my son's in-laws are coming from China, and they're going to stay at our house. So she said, no, you have to be here, otherwise they'll feel bad. And some or other I tried to talk to, and she sort of did not buy into it. I was just praying in my mind that something should happen, that she would be convinced that I can stay here. And finally she got convinced. She said, if that is that big, then I think you should stay there and should enjoy that.
So being unclutched works even on wife. Understand? Now we have proof. Anybody wants to work on their wife, be unclutched.
So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you. That's nice. Now I have a reference. I can tell people being unclutched works. That is nice.